We have some major breaking news that has been announced that Amazon Prime will sponsor Chase Elliott and Hendrick Motorsports in 2025. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, we got some pretty massive and major breaking news that has been announced that Amazon Prime will sponsor Chase Elliott throughout the 2025 season. Here's a report from Adam Stern today. Amazon Prime will serve as primary sponsor of Team Hendrick's number 9 Chevy for 3 races annually from 2025 through 2027, while serving as a season-long associate sponsor in all other events. Continuing on from Adam Stern, he says Amazon's Prime Video has decided to sponsor a NASCAR team to help spread the word about its first ever slate of races that it will stream on its platform, signing on with Team Hendrick and Chase Elliott. Amazon is the 5th biggest company in the world by market cap. Now, the races I don't believe were announced. I'd have to go through the Hendrick portal to make sure what race exactly they are going to announce. But this is absolutely huge. We all know that Amazon is going to be joining a partnership with NASCAR starting in 2025. We'll be seeing races streamed on that platform starting at the Coca-Cola 600 in 2025. They'll be also streaming the Mexico City race, I believe Michigan, Nashville, and there was another race on there as well. That'll be streamed on Amazon Prime. You will have to get exclusive streaming. I think the goal of this partnership with Hendrick Motorsports, especially with the guy who is the most popular driver in NASCAR, who always wins the most popular driver award, people that watch and are big fans of Chase Elliott, they're going to see that Amazon Prime sponsorship, and they're going to be kind of like, I'm interested in this. I definitely want to check this out. And you look at the cost of Amazon Prime, right? Amazon Prime is not the most expensive company out there to use. Granted, it's not as expensive as cable. You still have to pay like I think $14 or $15 a month, but compared to things like YouTube TV, which costs around $83 to $84 a month, among other big companies like cable especially, Amazon is a much cheaper alternative every single month. And I think that Chase Elliott having this sponsorship is absolutely huge, and it makes a lot of sense why they're doing it. I also got to say, the paint scheme looks absolutely phenomenal. I think that they absolutely killed it. I love the blue. I think it's a black number, I'm pretty sure. I think that looks really, really good. And I also do love the fact that you've got the blue look and Amazon is all over the car, which is really, really exciting. And I think it's a massive deal and a huge partnership because Amazon Prime coming into this sport, they're putting their money where their mouth is. They're actually putting investment into this sport, not just by getting Dale Jr. Adam Alexander Steve-Letarte to be part of the broadcast, and they're going to be broadcasting all the qualifying sessions as well outside of Daytona 500, the Clash, and of course the All-Star race. But they're now putting their money where their mouth is, and they're promoting to NASCAR and getting it on the track. People are going to see that car on the track, and they're going to be super excited about this. And going to the guy that's most popular with Chase Elliott is huge. And they're going to be an associate sponsor, I believe, in every single race in 2025, in 2026, and 2027 as well. And I think this is a massive, massive deal for NASCAR and a major, major win. I think about when we get to the races on Amazon, and one of the big things that hasn't been talked about as much that I feel it should be talked about, I would have to think that especially with Twitch, especially what they've done with the NFL, because I believe for most of the NFL games that have been streamed on Amazon Prime, they have been able to be streamed on Twitch. I would have to think that if people can't get the Amazon subscription set up, they could just go to Twitch. If they decide to do that, they could just go to Twitch and watch the races there. Maybe the streams would be a little bit laggy, sure, and they're going to have an internet provider to be able to watch that. But I think this is still a major, major, and a huge win for Amazon Prime. And I think this is a pretty big win for NASCAR overall to have a major and massive company come into the sport. Granted, some pretty big companies are no longer going to be part of the sport. It seems like Moneyline's out with 2311 Racing due to the lawsuit going on, which we've got updates on that. We're going to be talking about probably tomorrow. You've got other big companies that are making some really, really huge moves as well. Kings of Wyatt is moving on to a different team, it sounds like, for 2025. From RFK Racing. They're no longer going to be sponsoring Brad Keselowski this upcoming year. But you've got companies like WeatherTech that are up in their work with Trackhouse Racing this year. And you have some other companies like Dr.Pepper that might be coming out, unfortunately. But I think, like I said, it's a major, major win for the sport to see this. A big company like Amazon. It's kind of replacing Hooters, right? We all remember Hooters is no longer going to be working with Hendrick Motorsports and Chase Elliott in 2025 and going forward. They basically left in the middle of the season. Now they had to find out replacement sponsorship. And I thought Kings Hawaii would be the one that they decided to go ahead and go with. But I think working with Amazon It's a major, major win, like I said, for the sport as a whole. And I think it's also exciting in a way, too, because now you're going to have a major company coming in to work with the sport, sponsor the most popular driver in NASCAR, Chase Elliott. I hope down the road, though, it's not just sponsoring Chase Elliott. I think getting to work with guys like Kyle Larson and Bubba Wallace and Shane Van Gisbergen and Kyle Busch. You think about guys like Brad Keselowski, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney. Maybe if you can get Helio Castroneves involved with him running the Daytona 500. What about other people inside the sport in the Cup Series? I think that would be the way I like to see it going forward. But I think going and working with the most popular driver definitely makes a ton and an absolute great amount of sense. And I think it's cool to see a pretty big sponsor, like I said, like Amazon, joining up and sponsoring in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2025. I think it's really huge for the sport as a whole. A massive win for the sport, and it's just so cool to see Amazon putting their money where their mouth is, putting the money into the sport, and using their platform to try to grow NASCAR in a big way. Because one thing that Amazon also, I feel like, will be able to do is attract that younger demographic, which NASCAR has clearly been struggling with in recent years. I think getting a big company like this to try to get that younger demographic to get involved in the sport is also a really huge deal in my opinion, because we need to get that younger demographic to be watching NASCAR. And if we can find a way to attract that younger demographic to get involved in the sport, I think that's also a pretty massive deal and a pretty major win for the sport as a whole, because we need that younger demographic and the younger fan base to be involved. Nonetheless, really great to see this news, and pretty exciting to see that Amazon Prime is going to be joining up and working in the sport in 2025 and working with Hendrick Motorsports. I have to think they're going to get involved with Kyle Larson, Alex Bowman, and William Byron as we progress through the rest of the offseason. Probably more information will come out on this, including the races that they are going to sponsor. But again, really exciting news and pretty exciting, and really glad to see that Amazon Prime will be working with Hendrick Motorsports and Chase Elliott starting in 2025. So that is going to be today's special breaking news report on Amazon Prime and Chase Elliott. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links go below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. How excited are you about this partnership between Amazon and Chase Elliott? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If there's any other major news that does break throughout the day, we'll discuss it live on the channel. If not, the next time you'll see me will be tomorrow for the NASCAR news video. Most likely Friday on the channel, we will be having the Front Row Motorsports team preview dropping. It's also going to be my birthday tomorrow. I'll be turning 25 years old, so I'll probably have a special video dropping around that as well. Then, of course, on Saturday, I'll probably have some special content dropping. There's probably going to be the Xfinity driver lineup, an early look at that, and we'll have an updated look at the Cup lineup as well as we get closer to that as well. I'll also have updates on the 2011 Front Row lawsuit as more information comes out on that. We'll talk about people like Carl Edwards, Shane Van Gisbergen, Haley Deegan, Connor Zillage, Sam Mayer, Carson Quaffle, Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch, all that kind of stuff. Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, William Byron, Brad Keselowski, all these big sponsors and all these big players like the Front Row group like Noah Gragson, Zane Smith, and all this stuff as well. Expect to see that content as we get closer to the start of the season. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.